Welcome to That's How God Rolls, a space for anyone who's been knocked around by life, pushed out by the system, or told you should be stronger than you are. If you're tired, if you're carrying battles nobody can see, if you're just trying to make it through the day in one piece, you're in the right place. Here we talk about a God who meets you in the real world, in the places nobody else sees. A God who walks with you through the hard stuff and teaches you how to trust Him in the middle of it. Let's talk about the God who isn't afraid of your humanity. Hey team, welcome back. I want to read you a couple of lines from Psalm 66. We went through fire and through water, yet you have brought us out to a place of abundance. What strikes me is that God does not simply remove the fire. He does not build a bridge over the water. He takes his people through both. The abundance comes on the other side of the journey, not instead of it. Psalm 66 is not a psalm for people living easy lives. It is a psalm for those who have been misunderstood, tested, disappointed, delayed, and yet somehow find themselves still walking with God. It is the prayer of those who look back and see a road marked by conflict and confusion, but who can also see the steady hand of God guiding them through it all. Many Christians find themselves in a season where they are carrying the memory of old wounds. They remember the workplace where they were treated unfairly, the friendship that ended in betrayal, the leader who failed them, or the opportunity that was taken away. The details vary, but the experience is familiar. We often assume that spiritual maturity means forgetting these things ever happened, yet God frequently works differently. He brings us back to those memories, not so that bitterness can grow, but so that healing can finish its work. The New Testament speaks often about this kind of formation. James tells believers to consider trials an opportunity for perseverance because perseverance produces maturity. God is not merely interested in solving our problems. He is interested in shaping our character. The circumstances that once felt like interruptions often become the very tools He uses to prepare us for what comes next. One of the great temptations during seasons of testing is to focus on those who have opposed us. We replay conversations. We imagine vindication. We search for explanations. Yet the gospel consistently redirects our attention. Jesus teaches us to bless those who curse us and pray for those who mistreat us. This does not deny injustice. It simply refuses to allow injustice to become the center of our story. There comes a point when God asks a difficult question. Do you want vindication or do you want transformation? The kingdom of God is full of people who never received the apology they deserved, but received something even greater, the freedom to move forward without carrying the weight of resentment. Psalm 66 suggests that God's purpose in testing is not destruction, but enlargement. The psalmist emerges from the fire into what many translations call a spacious place. It is a beautiful image. God is not simply rescuing us from trouble. He is creating room for us. Room in our hearts. Room in our understanding. Room in our calling. This spaciousness often arrives through hidden preparation. We may feel overlooked while God is quietly teaching us faithfulness. We may feel confined while He is expanding our capacity. The Apostle Paul wrote many of his most influential letters from prison, outwardly restricted, inwardly enlarged. God's kingdom is full of such paradoxes. For some believers, this season takes the form of increased responsibility. Doors begin to open. New opportunities emerge. People start listening in ways they did not before. Yet every promotion carries a corresponding test. The New Testament repeatedly reminds us that influence is not primarily about status, but stewardship. Before God entrusts us with more, he often examines what we have done with the wounds, disappointments, and frustrations of the previous season. That is why discernment matters. Not every battle needs to be fought. Not every conflict requires our participation. Some of the most spiritual decisions we make are the decisions to walk away from quarrels that would consume our energy and distract us from our calling. Paul urged believers to pursue peace whenever possible. There is wisdom in recognizing which struggles belong to us and which belong to God. At the same time, followers of Christ should not become naive. The world contains selfish ambition, hidden motives, and competing interests. Jesus himself warned his disciples to be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. Christian maturity is not gullibility. It is learning to see clearly without becoming cynical. We can acknowledge brokenness without being imprisoned by it. Perhaps the most encouraging part of Psalm 66 is that the journey does not end with survival. It ends with greater love for God. The psalmist looks back over the difficult road and discovers that God's faithfulness was present in every stage. The fire was real. The water was real. But so was the God who carried him through both. Many believers today are standing somewhere between the testing and the spacious place. The past still echoes in their memory, yet signs of a new season are beginning to appear. If that is where you find yourself, resist the temptation to live facing backwards. Give thanks for the lessons. Release the bitterness. Hold the memories with open hands. The God who brought you through the fire has not lost sight of the future he is preparing. What felt like delay may have been formation. What felt like opposition may have been preparation. What felt like limitation may have been God enlarging your soul for a wider field of service. The promise of Psalm 66 is not that life will be easy. It is that the Lord is faithful. And for those who keep walking with him, the road through fire and water eventually opens into a spacious place. There, looking back, we discover that grace was leading us all along. Thanks for being here today. If this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who might need the reminder that God doesn't waste anything, not even the hard bits. I'll see you in the next one. This is That's How God Rolls.